well, you decide for yourself.
Our unalienable right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, those rights were stripped from college kids in Blacksburg and Santa Barbara and from high schoolers at Columbine and from first graders in Newtown. First graders. And from every family who never imagined that their loved one would be taken from our lives by a bullet from a gun. Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day.
Yeah, okay, let me stop it there. I thought that was a very powerful moment, and not so much a politically significant moment, but you'll see. I have to juxtapose it to these cretins over at Fox News. Let me just, I probably could have left it playing, but I wanted to break it up. This is Fox News's response to President Obama's feeling some compassion for children, first graders, gunned down. This is Fox News's reaction.
Years that he wiped away again and again. Yeah. You want that for, I mean, we feel frightened about what's going on with ISIS. And he can't pull that kind of passion for anything but this. And I feel bad about those kids in Connecticut without question. I mean, your heart breaks for them. Right. But it's only about this that he gets so upset about and never about terror.
So I would check that podium for like a raw onion or some No More Tears. I mean, it's not really believable. I mean, and the award goes too. We are in award season.
It just didn't seem horribly authentic. And maybe it is. I don't know him at all. But I agree with you. There's so much more to be done. Again, if you care so much, go to your hometown of Chicago instead of talking about God-fearing Americans who just want to protect themselves.
Okay. That's all I could stomach. Thankfully, it was over. All right. So that's Fox News' reaction. Should I care what Fox News, how they respond? Actually, yes. And here's why we should care. It's because this is what they're feeding. They are blocking anyone in America who has an a different opinion than President Obama or anyone they disagree with. Not just President Obama, but they're blocking. They're just blocking them from ever having a chance to connect with President Obama or anyone else on a very human level. And so long as they can dehumanize President Obama or anyone they disagree with, then they can always keep their fans, their sycophants, rabid and just plain absurd, right? And so they throw all this out. They get these, these disgusting human beings, these pathetic examples of human beings to dismiss his passion and compassion rather for these kids who were killed. The problem is they didn't shed any tears, right? When Sandy Hook happened, they did not miss a beat. They did not shed a tear. They went directly to defending their guns when Sandy Hook happened. And so while they're making fun of President Obama's tears because he actually feels the pain, or he empathizes rather with the pain of families that lost first graders. Like maybe, maybe they don't have children on there. I don't know them on Fox News, but perhaps they don't have children because you can feel this and not have children, right? A normal human being should be able to feel this and not have children. But I think I felt it a little differently because my son was getting ready, is in that age group. And so to have them just dismiss this for political reasons, that's the real only thing I care about. I don't care about the disingenuousness. I don't care about the absurdity. I care about the fact that this is the sole purpose of Fox News, to run interference and to avoid anyone on their side of the argument from ever having a moment of connection with someone with whom they disagree. That is masterful propaganda. Not even 101. That's like graduate level. That's doctoral level propaganda that they engage in over on Fox News, all for the purposes of keeping them from ever feeling the emotion, the passion, the compassion, and the empathy through which President Obama made these decisions. And so now there's no reason to actually have a conversation on a human level. The conversation goes right back to, well, we're just God-fearing Americans and we want to protect ourselves. And here's the other thing. I have to point out the absurdity. I'm sorry. It's Fox News, and it's like, it's not my kryptonite. It's something. I have to discuss it. How many of us in America have been killed by someone from ISIS? I hear this excuse all the time. Well, what about ISIS? He needs to focus on ISIS. He needs to do this with ISIS. We need to put boots on the ground with ISIS. We need to do this with ISIS and do nothing on gun violence when we are overwhelmingly, it's not even in a statistical comparison group. It is completely like the numbers of deaths from gun violence far outweighs the number of deaths from all radical Islamists since 9/11. And so they want us to have this fear of ISIS because it serves their political ends, but they very quickly dismiss the real fear that people probably should have. I'm not into the business of fear mongering, but really, it's more rational for us to have a fear of gun violence in the United States from Americans than for us to sit around fearing ISIS. But it's all backwards. It's all mixed up. The fact that they want us to be fearful of the boogeyman, the current boogeyman, but pay no attention to what's going on right now, today, inside of our country, the number of people who are being killed every single day, and then to dismiss President Obama's tears simply because propaganda, and you cannot allow you have to reach really deep down. This is what I want to say a lot, but this is one thing I want to say. You have to reach way down to find vermin so disgusting that they can dismiss empathy towards children who have been killed. You've got, I don't think I have an example of progressives doing this. And I'm sure right now, as I said, that somebody's scrambling to find one. I can't think of an example. When 9/11 happened, we all connected, for better or worse, with George W. Bush because it was a national tragedy of immense proportions. Sandy Hook was a national tragedy, not in the numbers, not comparatively number-wise, but in terms of where it hit us. You have to dig very far down to the bottom of the trash can to find vultures, that's the word, like these three human beings on Fox News who used this as an opportunity to further divide us and to keep us from having any sincere action or change on gun control, because that's ultimately what it was. It wasn't just for a quick political point. All right, no, it was for political points. It wasn't just for quick one-off insults to President Obama. It's very pointed at keeping their listeners and their viewers from ever connecting with President Obama. And so therefore it is very nefarious. It is very targeted, and you have to get some mighty disgusting people to carry that out.